Oh, sweet something of whatever.
Oh, ho, 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 ho. You seen these ratings, Francis? Gateway opens like blah, 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 and the car goes pow. Sensors go blah, 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 blah. The Schillersphere, oh, it's my favorite part. But
Frankly, I don't care what you're... Hello? What's all this upgrade the arc device? Oh, this is where I plugged the arc dock in. Maybe I had to find this thing and...
Go on, give it a shot. Can't be worse than anything else that could happen out there, right?
It's funny that you're back now. I think I put it here. Confirmed. I put it there. I did not like that one iota. I mean, yes, I like the fact that I got into the gateway at time, but honestly, I thought I was gonna lose that one. I mean, everything and its brother was in the way of, was between me and the gateway, and it was solid objects, rocks, trees, other cars, possibly. You know, things I just couldn't get around. Or, sorry, things I couldn't run over. I had to go around them, and around them, and around them. Stupid thing with my headlights didn't count. If you're looking for a sign to push on through adversity, this is it. And as you can see, my car got a lot of, well, it bumped into a lot. You know, it had to. I was trying to go straight. There was no straight. There will have not been a straight. But one thing I did like about this trip was that eerie darkness tends to be counteracted by, well, by the mid-zone itself. And my flashlight, too. Just stow my stuff here. Is everything in this... No, it's not. Yeah, I was gonna ask if everything in here was 20 units or above. This isn't the case, of course. I'd like to make it that way, though. Maybe I should say maximum stacking capacity here. For some it's 20, for others it's not 20. And I got one of these to go in the fax machine. Anomaly encounters number 6. Now where's that old dumpster pearl? wasn't that good of a haul. I mean, it's better than nothing, but the fact that I can just pluck this stuff up. I think can fill in those last couple of gaps in my old locker. I suppose I don't really need to quibble over stuff like this. Alright, so, wait. What's it say about my tire? Oh, it's bald. Okay, one of my off-road tires is bald. One of my side storage is worn. And that, everything looks fixable. How's my bumper? It's lead plated and it's going down. Alright. I'm gonna patch my car up here. Second, what's this here? Worn out. Guess I can't fix that headlight even with repairing it with repair putty. And this? Oh boy, there's a lot of stuff on my car that's on their last legs and needs scrapping. Before I do that, though, what are those? Dumpster tree candy. Well, you've certainly left me with a nice little mystery. What is tree candy? Solve that later. What I'm gonna have to do is put some of this stuff in my old side storage temporarily in my trunk. I have an uneasy feeling that my worn-out side storage can't be fixed and needs to be scrapped. That means everything out of it. Oh, right, I was gonna put that stuff in this locker instead. Unstable energy. Okay, 2.5. I didn't bother reading that. I was just glad to get anchors in a place where they are blocked off. So, I don't have enough unstable energy for an advanced workbench, though. What is this? Am I ready to research carbon fiberglass? Not a clue. And what about this? Well, at least it doesn't need a second level workbench. But before I do anything, I'd like to find out what I learned. Starting with Anomaly encounters number 6 in a series of 6. I've worked in the zone for 8 years, and I've seen the bunnies. I've seen the crawlers. I've seen those things that explode. This was far worse. This was a monster, like a dark, bristling caterpillar, the kind you see inching along the sidewalk. Except this one was climbing the first wall, the old one from the 50s. And it was easily half the height. It must have been 100 yards long, and it climbed that wall as casually as if it were a curb. And this stuff, very important. This light is close to giving up the ghost. Its wiring is burnt out and its casing is worn. While it hasn't died yet, and is still trying at its best, it's worth replacing this when you get the chance. And this, it's worn, a loose cover and a tiny tear are conspiring to make this an unreliable place to keep your things. This is no longer a reliable container. Oh, and things go wrong. There are like 4 components, and each of the 4 are a different unfixable diagnosis. You know what I'm saying here? Tree candy. It's cold, but it's juicy, says Oppie's notes. That's a description that's both profoundly uncomfortable and yet utterly impossible to unhear. And yet I have no idea what it is. We didn't encounter more of those giant orbs. Rotten egg. Last one in to rotten egg. Transmission fragment Arda Field Headquarters, March 14th, 1967. Jim, I'm at my wit's end here. The guys you're giving me are stupid. They're idiots. 23 years in the Army, and I swear to God, we are at our lowest point. No, you listen to me. They cannot be out here touching everything they come across. New rule, assume everything is at. Everything. Oh, is that right? You think I haven't heard that word before? Listen, my first deployment was in Italy. I was fighting hand-to-hand in Monte Cassino a week after I arrived. You know where I was before that? I was in a guy in camp on McNeil. Guys like you shipped me and my family to a camp in Washington because you thought we would turn against our own dang country. 20 years, and I am not going to die back in this stupid state because some people private doesn't listen because you are not briefing our soldiers. Now, you sort this out, and you sort it out today, or I take this all the way to the top. And if you think men who look like me don't complain, I'll show you just how far this can go. One of us is a Bronze Star, and one of us has a plywood desk. Sort out your battalion, and don't you ever dare question my loyalty to this service or this country ever again. A belching barnacle. Arda briefing recorded March 26, 1966. Alright people, first of all, we have to stop calling these things geysers. A geyser launches a jet of water, not gas. These things are blasting warm air into whatever goo this is. Got that? Have you got that? Second, whatever you do, do not try to enter one. These things go deep. Turns out the zone isn't just wrecking things above ground, and these are some kind of thin fissure resulting from the Earth's crust being scrambled up. They're blasting jets of warm air from as far down as the mantle. Third, these might not be entirely bad news. We think they're acting almost like a valve that prevents greater pressure from building. This may be why the geological activity we expect in the Pacific Northwest has decreased. We hope to know more soon. In the meantime, not geysers, okay? Stop calling them geysers, please. What'd you say over there? Yeah, sure, they look like that. Call them barnacles, whatever. So, I was right in assuming those rotten egg things are that I should avoid them. And a pickpocket. We saw what they did. At this stage, I don't need to know who is responsible, but I do need you to understand that any provocation of these creatures will be an actionable offense. Deliberately luring them with any kind of bait only makes them both more accustomed and more persistent. At this point, we have lost literally millions of dollars in valuable parts and equipment. The colonel being carried away in his porta potty is simply another symptom of lax discipline and disregard for the potential dangers of the zone. I will not hesitate to report any future negligence directly to the Major. And finally, the bubblegum buddy. I'm beginning to wonder if this is a cousin to the happy hare. And this is a telephone transcript, Central Exchange Monitoring, August 12, 1964. Hi there, Dr. Cook. This is Tobias Barlow from Maintenance. Wait, that wouldn't be our Tobias, would it? I think I know where your field equipment is missing, and you're not going to like this. So me and a bunch of old folks doing requisition and inventory have been losing gear too, but also finding it again later in different areas of the zone. We thought we lost some to high winds and some to, scrambling. But the weather's been pretty normal, and we realized the zone hasn't had a tantrum in a while. So we did a kind of a stakeout, and we left some old gear at a test site, and you won't believe it. These things are like gooey fireflies or will-o'-the-wisps or something. They come out of the trees and band together. They grab stuff like magpies and then pass it around like a football team. Anyway, you scientists want to know about this stuff, so I figured I'd take notes. There's quite a lot. I did some sketches, took some numbers, and I repeated things like in an experiment. I figured you might want to see, so mind if I drop this stuff by? Those Newman tubes are malfunctioning again. Well, that doesn't really tell me much about what a bubblegum buddy really is. I mean, picks stuff up, pass it around, and puts it back, maybe-ish, I guess. Alright, alright. There's some stuff I gotta scrap. I hate to have to do it, but I got no choice because it is no longer repairable. I don't even think a turn in the regeneration chamber can help. There's a steel panel. Fragile. It'll shatter if you sneeze too hard at it. See, those pickpockets. Rarely has the phrase being ripped off ever been so apt. And my side storage. Sad to lose it. I know what you guys out there in Emerald Land are thinking. Clean up your room, Markatron. You got stuff all over the floor. Alright, let's talk replacements. Now, if I remember correctly, that steel plate I had to scrap was just a plain old panel. It wasn't insulated, it wasn't anything special at all. What to replace it with? Well, I've only got like 2.5 units of unstable energy. Would have gotten more, but it was dark and the anchors were obfuscated. What we got here? Oh boy, I need a lot of thermostat crystals for that, don't I? But maybe preparedness is key here. Once upon a time I had a plasma scrapper, and I love that plasma scrapper. That plasma scrapper was just like a plasma scrapper to me. But what about this? The blowtorch. But what about this? The plasma scrapper. You know what? I can get both of them. I think I got just enough unstable energy for both of those things. Glad the blueprint didn't fling across the room this time. Now, I've got 11 kilolimbs of stable energy, and what can I spend it on? Apparently nothing. Everything else requires unstable energy. Clap, clap, clap. Wait, does this mean I have to... Oh, no. There's 2. Unstable energy. What about stuff that goes on... I've got all the expansion racks. The rest of this. Is it possible that maybe I just need... like a few extra materials? Oh, forget that. Advanced workbench. I need an advanced workbench. these days I'm going to get that advanced workbench into Shaggy Scrambler. I still haven't run into those yet. See above. But at least I got a belching barnacle, so I could at some future point get an armored panel. Oh, it's such a darn shame that I can't get this armored stuff. I could have, couldn't I have? Okay, so, things I need right now. First, off-road tire. Second, a side storage. Wait a minute. I need marsh eggs for the blowtorch? Ah, peas. But while I'm thinking about these kits, take 3 of those. And where was I? Yeah, here we go. Headlight. Okay, yeah, no, it wasn't the headlights I was gonna get. It was the side storage, but need the headlights too. Thought I had the headlights. Okay, there we go. That's better. Okay, side storage. I'm doing it. I'm definitely doing it this time now. Here it is. And lastly, the missing panel. Well, you know, it's funny. I am on the cusp of replacing panels with, well, I'm right on the cusp of unlocking armored panels, but on the other side of that... Oh, those are bumpers, never mind. Do I want to... Maybe I'll just take another steel panel and be done with it, because eventually I'm going to get an armored panel. I just need a little bit more unstable energy, and I honestly thought I wouldn't need something as advanced as marsh eggs. I didn't even think I'd need 80 of them. I mean, 80, that's a lot. It's like 4 entire stacks of them. Not 100% sure where to get them, but I am sort of sure. Oh, you know what? If I'm going to go collecting marsh eggs, I think I'm going to need a hand vac. A new hand vac, I should say, because my old one is running a bit low. So I'll take that. You know what I haven't thought of in a while? Myself. I mean, I gotta go see what parts of me I can improve over at that sewing machine there. Can I spatial reason my way out of this? It seems I can. Just spin this around here, turn this over there, and voila, the power of spatial reasoning. Oh, yeah. Almost forgot the battery jumper. Okay, let's see what else I can get. Can I get anything at all? does the rest of this stuff take? Swamp coral? Olympium. Great, you might as well ask for moon rocks. Carbon fiberglass. Well, this one I just need a lot of rubber for. Spent a lot of it on